Hi guys, welcome. First things first, my hair is different. Yeah, I dyed and chopped off my hair and I am in love with it. I absolutely love it. It looks amazing. I turned off my air conditioner so that you wouldn't hear it blasting throughout this whole video. So if I start sweating like profusely, please just be kind to me and ignore it. I'm gonna level with you. I had an extremely busy week this week. And I was like, I genuinely have no idea what to film. I don't know what to film. And then I looked in my subscriptions box today and everyone was doing their mid-year freakout tag. And I didn't think that you were supposed to do that until like the end of June, but everyone's uploading it now. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. So I have the questions on my computer and I'm standing in front of my bookshelf today so I can just turn around and be grabbing books. As I talk about them. I've actually been looking forward to doing this video on my channel for a while, so I'm pumped. Let's get right into it. So question number one is the best book you've read so far in 2022. If you've been here for my last like 3 or 4 videos, you know exactly what I'm about to pull up. It's Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White. This is not only the best book that I've read in 2022, probably the best book that I've read since like, let me rephrase. I have not felt this way about a book the way I feel about Hell Followed With Us. I have not felt that way about a book since I finished All for the Game for the first time in 2016. I have talked about this before on here. You've heard the plot summary, but in this book, we're following our main character, Benji. He's a 16-year-old trans boy, and he's running away from an insane evangelical cult that has turned him into a bioweapon. They've already ended the world. We're in a post-apocalyptic situation. And when he's running away, he gets intercepted and taken in by this group of people who are trying to survive that were all at the LGBT center in town when the plague hit. So it's literally just a bunch of queer teenagers running around trying to survive the apocalypse while Benji is transforming into a monster. Everything about this book is fucking amazing. I'm never, ever, 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 ever gonna stop rambling about it until everyone reads it. I'm gonna put the content warnings below again because there are a lot of them. This book is very close to my heart and I am contemplating a tattoo. No one tell my grandma. The best sequel you've read so far in 2022. I'm gonna double check my Storygraph, but I think I've only read 2. And out of those 2, I definitely know which one I want to talk about. I don't need to get into my feelings about the What If It's Us, Here's to Us duology right now because I don't want to fucking talk about it. But the best sequel I've read this year has definitely been Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. Just the way that her writing improved so vastly from These Violent Delights to this book was insane. My favorite part about this is the journey that we go on with Ben and Marshall. I love Marshall. He's my favorite character in this duology. And I just loved him and I loved getting to read about them. It was so fun. And then also like there was a point in this book, there was a scene in this book where I was like, oh shit, like, do I actually care about Roma and Juliet? Like, for so long I was like, I don't actually really give a shit about them. But then something happened towards the end of this book, and if you've read it, I think you know what I'm talking about, where I was like, oh shit, yeah. I get it now. This has been the best sequel I've read. I quite liked it. I gave this one 4.75 stars in contrast to the 4 stars I gave These Violent Delights. And I'm really excited to read Foul Lady Fortune, which features a character in this duology as the main character. I'm excited. I liked this a lot. New release you haven't read yet but want to. I went to the bookstore the other day and bought some new stuff. One that I'm really excited about is Funny You Should Ask by Eliza Sussman. I really can't wait for this because it's about a journalist and a high-profile celebrity, and I believe the journalist, she interviews the celebrity, and then like the interview goes viral, and then she's like revisiting him 10 years after the interview goes viral. and doing another interview. But I believe that's the plot. We know how I feel about reading the back. So it's a romance and I'm excited about it. You guys know how I feel about entertainment industry stuff. So I can't wait for that. And then another one I'm excited about is Never Been Kissed by Timothy Janowski. I went to an author event with Timothy, Anita Kelly, who wrote Love and Other Disasters, and Allison Cochran, who wrote The Charm Offensive. And I gave The Charm Offensive and Love and Other Disasters both 5 stars. So I have high hopes for this. If it's not 5 stars, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? This is just a queer romance. And then I'm also gonna say A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. I have never been huge on historical fiction, but I love Alexis Hall. And I really love the way he writes. And this book is about a trans woman. So I feel like it'll be really good and fun for me to read. I can't wait to read this political queer romance that is so up my alley, man. Yeah, they're working on the same presidential campaign and then they faked it. I can't wait for it. Most anticipated release of the second half of the year, it's Grey Warren. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with the Raven Cycle. I fucking love Ronan and Adam. They are like 100% my comfort couple. I went to the psychic fair the other day. I spent my whole weekend volunteering at a psychic fair that my stepmom puts on every year. And there was a guy selling like scrying mirrors. And the whole time I was literally like, you know? I can't wait to see how everything wraps up. I'm really hoping for a happy ending. It's like the biggest... Oh my god, I want it so bad. If they don't get to be happy, I'm removing myself from the situation. So I hope that goes well for me. Honorable mention, I'm really excited for Husband Material, which is the sequel to Boyfriend Material. And also, I think Carrie Soto is coming out at the end of this year, question mark? Wait, when is that getting released? Yeah, Carrie Soto is Back comes out August 30th, which I'm also really excited about. Love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Those are my most anticipated releases. Really, it's Grey Warren though. Like my mind just starts thinking about Grey Warren like all the time. It's really awful. Biggest disappointment. I'm gonna say it's Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. I don't know. I mean, it was fine to read. It just wasn't... I mean, when you tell me it's a sapphic romance with an astrologer, my mind is like, this is going to be amazing. And it didn't serve what I wanted it to serve. It was fine, but I wasn't ever really interested in reading any more of Alexandria Bellafleur. I mean, I still gave it 3.25 stars. It was fun. I don't have much else to say about it. Biggest surprise, it's Help Out With Us. I knew about this book vaguely, and then I saw it on NetGalley, and I was like, oh, I'll request it. And then it was like, when I requested it, I was like immediately granted to me. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I started reading it, and I was literally hooked immediately. Immediately. I was very into it. This one. Favorite new author. It's Andrew Joseph White. He's fucking amazing. Just the gore and the lines in this are like so good. I put a pink tab on this one because I wanted to be able to find it easily. This quote, this header at the beginning of chapter 26. This is my annotation next to it. I wrote, fuck yes, best quote ever. I have so many feelings about that. It says, do you believe in God? I do. Please stop. There's so much blood. Like, that is chef's fucking kiss to me. I cannot wait to read everything else he ever writes and releases. Newest fictional crush. I don't participate in that. So sorry. I literally don't care. Newest favorite character. It's Benji. So sorry. This video is just gonna be me talking about Help Out With Us for 20 minutes straight. I swear to God. It's Benji. He's just the best. I mean, what an icon. And then, like, when he's Seraph and when he's Benji and, like, the ending and, like, when... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Books that made me cry. That is gonna be... Well, okay. I have a few. One was Our Violent Ends. I did shed a tear. And then another one that was also tear shedding for me was Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This book is like, you're reading it the whole time and you're like, oh, okay. Like, okay. Yeah, all right. And then you get to the last 10 pages and you're crying and you can't, like, it's like a lot and everything is coming together and it's overwhelming and emotional. Sobby, that's what it is. I was emotional at the end of this. And I don't want to talk about why because that will give it away, but it's just like the way everything comes together is just beautiful and perfect. Book that made you happy other than this one, because I've talked about it a fucking enough. I am gonna say it's I Kissed Shara Wheeler. Smith and Rory, if you've read this book, Smith and Rory, they just make me happy. I care so much more about them than I care about Shara and Chloe. They're just so much more interesting to me than Shara and Chloe. I love the way everything wrapped up, and then also it was just really entertaining following like the clues and the little mystery at the beginning. I enjoyed reading this book a lot. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, The Charm Offensive. I've had 2 5 stars this year, and it's The Charm Offensive and Hell Followed With Us. This is another romance. Dave and Charlie are just so good. They're so good. And oh, that's another one. For most anticipated release that I can't wait to read, Kiss Her Once for Me, but I have an arc of that. Thank you, NetGalley. Alison Cochran's next book, I can't wait to read that because this is just joy in a book. I have a reading blog for this on my channel, and you can see exactly how happy it made me there. But yeah, it's so good. So good. Another book that made me happy is Henry Hamlet's Heart. Not because of anything about the plot, just because I really liked that it was set in 2008 and everyone was emo. Like, it just made me happy. I was 6 in 2008, so I didn't really get to enjoy the golden age of emo. I got emo in like 2013. I got like that era of emo to participate in. And then I'm also going to shout out Boyfriend Material. That also made me happy. That book is freaking hilarious, and Alexis Hall is a fantastic author. He's another author that's new to me. I absolutely love. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Hello? This cover. Are we joking? Like, exactly. It's perfect. It's gorgeous. And then what books do I need to read by the end of the year? Pretty much everything I picked out of my 22 books for 2022, I still need to read. I've only read Anxious People out of that pile, I think. A few selections. This Is How You Lose the Time War. I definitely want to get to that. I'd really like to get to the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I just want to dive into Grady Hendrix and see how I like him. I'd really like to read The 2000s Made Me Gay. Kim Ji-young, born 1982, I'm excited about. Not in that video. I would really, really like to get to The Gilded Wolves. I've had this literally forever, and I need to read it. Yeah, I mean, I have so fucking many books that I can get to by the end of the year that I would like to get to. It's really hard to pick some out, but those would be my top picks, I would say. That's it. I know everyone says this, but like, I want to hear what your favorite read of the year has been so far and like what you're looking forward to, because I love hearing from you guys. Thanks for being here. This is fun. That was my mid-year freak out. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye. It's Benji and Marshall, and their journey. Marshall? Yeah, it's Marshall. Is it Benji? No, Benji's. This is Benji. 2022 books for 2022. Wait, did I say 2022 books for 2022? That's too many.